Hi SEO Moz, my name's Cyrus. I'm on the SEO team here at SEO Moz. Today we're going to be talking about SEO for mobile devices. Mobile devices are becoming huge, obviously. It really hit home this year when I realized that 60% of the staff here has an iPad. That's amazing. Just in the last few months, the amount of usage and the amount of searching we're doing using mobile devices has grown incredibly. We're using iPad so much that today we thought we'd try something special and actually film the Whiteboard Friday on an iPad. So it's kind of something new for us. Hopefully you can search for the Whiteboard Friday on your iPad, watch it on your iPad, and it's recorded on your iPad. So one of the challenges of doing mobile SEO is it's really hard. Mobile applications are great, you know, things like Rotten Tomatoes, Urban Table, they have great apps, but for most people, 80 to 90% of us, doing these mobile sites are really hard because what you end up with is 3 different sites really that you're trying to optimize for. You have your regular website, you have a mobile optimized version of your website, and then you have an app. And that's really hard to maintain. It's expensive, it's time consuming, uses a lot of engineering resources. It's hard to maintain. It's hard to maintain just one website, let alone 3 different versions of your website. And if you do it wrong, sometimes you end up with duplicate content issues, which causes a lot of problems. And for most people, it's just too much, especially the people that are going to benefit most from mobile SEO. And these are like the local people, the mom and pop restaurants, the mechanic. They don't really have a lot of budget. And if your clients fit in this demographic, it's really hard to justify spending money on all these different mobile versions of your site. But just because we can't do different mobile versions, do what the big boys do, that doesn't mean that we can't optimize for mobile and take some really actionable steps to improve our mobile SEO experience. And what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of the low-hanging fruit, the opportunities that already exist. So the very most important thing, the first thing that you want to do is mine your own data. Take advantage of the statistics you already have. Now, can you tell me right now how on your major website, what percentage of your visitors this month came from mobile devices? Most SEOs don't know that, but that's something you should be checking every single month. Now what we do here at SEO Moz is very simply, we create a Google Analytics advanced segment. And it's just one setting in the advanced segments. You just click mobile equals yes. You call that profile mobile, you check it once a month, you're going to get incredible information about what your mobile visitors are doing. And what you'll find is that it's a lot different than what your desktop users are doing. The keywords are going to be different, the bounce rate's going to be different, landing pages are going to be different, and you really get some good information into the behavior of your mobile users. One of the most important things to check for within that profile is the different devices that are visiting your site. And you can see if one device has a particularly high bounce rate or their time on site is really small, then that's the device that you can look at. Here at SEO Moz, we found that we do really poorly on BlackBerries. Not sure exactly why, if the site's not rendering right, or if BlackBerry users just aren't our demographic, but that's something that we can look into and focus just on that. And we can also focus on just the landing pages that the mobile visitors are using. Instead of spending all our resources doing an entire site, we can focus on just those pages that our mobile visitors are using. And it's incredibly more effective, and it improves the experience for your desktop user and your mobile users as well. So that's that. Now you can use emulators to test those pages out and make sure they're really working for everyone. Now the next point, when you think mobile, it's so important to think local. Google released a study that showed that 95% of mobile searchers search local info. So a lot of those searches have local intent. Again, talking about those restaurants, local shopping experiences, garages. Now what does that mean if they're searching for local intent? The pages that they're looking for are contact information, phone numbers, directions to your place. So these are the areas that you want to make sure work really well on mobile devices. Personally, it's very frustrating when looking for a restaurant here in Seattle and you go to their contact page and you can't find their address. It's really small, or that page just doesn't work well on a mobile device. If you make sure those pages work well, you're really doing yourself a favor. Secondly, if you can't afford these mobile apps, because mobile apps are great, right? They can take care of they integrate GPS, location awareness, they can dial a number for you, if they're integrated. But if you can't afford that, there's no harm in taking advantage of third-party applications. Instead of listing your address on your Contact Us page, link to a Google map, because Google does a very good job of giving directions and dialing phone numbers and having your contact information there. If you're a restaurant, use applications like OpenTable that can make the reservation for you. So if instead of spending the money yourself on these applications, take advantage of the third-party apps. Generally, we don't like sending traffic off your site, but in this case, if it's really going to help your business out, it's a good idea to invest. And when we're thinking local, we need to think about Google Places, because they're almost one and the same, because those local searches are going to be much more focused on Google Maps coming up. So if you're optimized for the Google Maps, if you have your good business profile information there, you have a lot of reviews, and you're doing a good job here, you're going to do a good job getting those mobile visits. And along with that, you want to make sure your other local SEO is up to date. Getting included in review sites like Yelp, OpenTable, Angie's List. Those are all going to help those local references. So even if you're not local, one thing that everybody can keep in mind, in addition to thinking local, think social. Can you guess what the #1 search phrase is on mobile devices? Facebook. Now I think Facebook is also the #1 search terms on desktop devices, but on mobile it blows it away. People are using Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Their social applications are huge on mobile devices. As a side note, I've also read that something like 90–95% of people, when they're using their mobile phones, use it in the restroom. That was very surprising to me. I'm not a bathroom mobile device person. I guess they're replacing magazines, but getting away from the point there. The point is, if your website content is being shared on these social sites, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the other social sites, you're much more likely to get those referral visits. So if you're doing a good job in terms of social, you're going to get those referral visits. And we see from our own analytics here at SEO Moz, we get a huge amount of referrals from Twitter and Facebook, and those visits predominantly go to our blog. They have a much different profile of content that they're visiting than users using desktops. So we want to make sure they're having a good experience. And in addition to that, you want to make sure your content is easy to share, because when those people are coming from these social sites on their mobile devices, they're much more likely to share the content again back to these social sites. So make sure you have your Facebook buttons, your Twitter buttons, your LinkedIn, whatever social sites that you want to use. So taking care of these low-hanging fruits, these are something that you can just spend a few hours a month on instead of building out these huge apps, and you're going to get a lot of wins out of it. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.